So there's some misunderstanding in our market, and a lot of new businesses or people exploring come to me, oh, is the trend? Is it going to last? Or I'm like, it's not a trend. This is a shift in culture. It's a shift in consumption behavior. It's a shift in how your city operates. Your city just built a lot of spaces with shops so people can socialize. Those coffee shops just need to figure out how to generate revenue and take some money home and pay people on time. But there were none. At least 50 of them are going to figure out of the 500, right? And not everyone's going to be a mess. So there's a lot of potential to be in that top 50 list of Pakistan.
Hey friends, it's Lee Safar here with some exciting news. The introduction to regenerative coffee farming workshops are now available on demand in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. These workshops are designed to give you actionable insights into the future of coffee farming through regenerative agriculture. Whether you're a coffee producer, roaster, cafe owner, or just passionate about coffee sustainability. For coffee producers, the workshop is available for just $10, and for everyone else, it's $20. A small price to pay for knowledge that could transform your understanding of what it's going to take to grow coffee from now on. Led by our incredible professors Angela Barrero, Murilo Bettarello, Felipe Croce, Carlos Ordóñez, and João Araújo, the workshop is packed with practical knowledge and strategies to help coffee farmers and the entire coffee industry adapt to the challenges of climate change, rising costs, and market demands. If you're a business owner, this workshop is a great and affordable way to inform your employees about the challenges ahead while also supporting Mapper Forward. This is also a great workshop to share with or gift to your coffee producers. Head to mapperforward.coffee/workshops or click the link in the description to purchase the on-demand version and start your journey towards a more sustainable coffee future today. Welcome to the Daily Coffee Pro by Mapper Forward, friends. I'm your host, Lee Safar, and this is unfortunately the final episode of a 5-part series with Faisal Khan from Nomad Coffee Studios in Karachi, Pakistan. And we have had a fantastic conversation that could have been any conversation that you and I normally have when we're not on a podcast, which is why I love this podcast. Because often you and I are having conversations and I say to you, I wish this was on the podcast. So yeah. It's just so nice that people got to see this side of you. Because when you look back at the people who were building industries in different parts of the world for the coffee industry, I'm not sure whether they did or they didn't have the same kind of intention as you had. I would hedge my bets to say that they didn't have the kinds of intentions that you had. Certainly somebody like George Howell had those intentions, for sure. Shout out to George. Come back on the podcast soon, please, sir. But I know that there are people who did not. They saw an opportunity and they just thought, I'm going to take this for everything that I can. Now that you are at the point where, like when you look at an innovation S-curve, the first part of this innovation S-curve is really hard earned, right? And now we're at the upswing of this. There's really it's turning into the second phase of the innovation S-curve. Shout out to anyone who's been in a mastermind group or a consulting client. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But for everybody else, go look it up. But now that you're at that point where you've got the Tim Hortons coming in and you've got the McCafes opening and you've got people wanting to be independent cafe owners, what do you think the future looks like for the Pakistani coffee community?
Yeah, I mean, that's a heavy question. I'm most excited about what we are doing. Mm-hmm. And as I mentioned earlier, there is no coffee industry without quality coffee. Mm-hmm. And which means in today's age, more than ever, the quality of your relationships with producers. So I'm very excited by end of 2025 and early 2026, what Nomad would be able to present to the industry. Because I think it's going to open a lot of eyes about how you can do things differently with such an early market. I think it's going to offer producers to understand the potentiality of what a market is, and to explore more, and to even the wider industry to go look at the periphery and maybe listen to those voices and experiments that are not happening at the center. Um, and so just obviously it's a supply chain of the coffee matters, and I think that's going to be very interesting as we're able to secure great relationships in coffee for Pakistan globally. A I think, as I said earlier, the future of coffee is going to be a lot of independent coffee shops growing fast, but also getting into some real challenges because of their fast growth. And that's going to be because they're too focused on just what they're doing and not looking at the bigger picture. And in this day and age, yeah, you want to sell a matcha latte and a Spanish latte because you're seeing it being sold in Dubai or Indonesia, but then you should also have the wisdom to go see what the price for coffee is today and how the farmer is being paid, right? So if you can go pick up a trend, then okay, go pick up some facts also. And so again, and I think the entrepreneur is going to get hit with that because it's going to be like, what? Why does this happen? Why is coffee so expensive? And it's going to make them re-examine coffee, because, and I think that's a great thing. I think that conversation needs to happen. I think that conversation is going to lead to a lot of innovation. Is an espresso machine still going to be the best tool for getting the most consumers? That's a good question to ask, right? And that's a question we can ask you because an espresso machine is too expensive for us, right? And it's not a question that maybe a lot of the developed markets have to ask. Um, so what are the other ways of selling coffee? Right? So I see a lot of innovation come in because I don't see coffee as a trend. So there's some misunderstanding in our market, and a lot of new businesses or people exploring come to me. Oh, is the trend? Is it going to last? Or I'm like, it's not a trend. This is a shift in culture. It's a shift in consumption behavior. It's a shift in how your city operates. Your city just filled a lot of spaces with shops so people can socialize. Those coffee shops just need to figure out how to generate revenue and take some money home and pay people on time. But there were none. At least 50 of them are going to figure out of the 500, right? And not everyone's going to be a mess. So there's a lot of potential to be in that top 50 list of Pakistan. I think. So I think there's going to be a lot of experimentation as well. I think people are going to find I think they start looking away from the developed markets and start looking at their neighbors. So India, Indonesia, Vietnam, look at countries that are at your stage and have consumers like you, have parents like you, and learn how they're developing products and solutions, how they're talking about coffee. And I think both the consumer and the entrepreneur is smart enough to do that very quickly, because obviously the entrepreneur by nature is someone who wants to get it and do it faster, better, and bigger than the next guy, right? So as soon as he finds knowledge and he is smart enough, he's going to act upon it and look for it. Our job is to make that easier and cheaper also. And while they do that and think of great ways to do customer acquisition. We make sure they have coffee, right? Because they can't do everything. And others like us who are going to choose to do what we do, and even we may be able to help them start their journey a little easier than ours was, right? Because that's the only way we're going to be able to have a conversation beyond is coffee available, right? And beyond is coffee affordable. Um, and So I see those two things as other than obviously there is the government and the state and policies around that, but for some reason I don't see that as huge challenges. I think businesses that do well and are impactful are able to sway governments, even small ones.
Because it's good for the economy of the country.
Yeah, and you just have to project it, and I think the facts on the ground are going to speak for it. Yeah, they may favor some over others, but that's the game of politics, and that's equal for everyone, right? But everyone's a victim of it. So I don't really get hung up about that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do business here. Um, and but it's also exciting because you're building roads and building systems for the future, and we're going to be doing that. We're going to be knocking on doors to get people to wake up, and I think it's going to happen before even we do it. I think there are people who really want industries like this to grow because it's a very positive industry. But I think the overarching challenge is obviously going to be human resources. I think fast growth is always tricky to match with growth and quality of people and skill set. And as a country, we tend to undervalue services and undervalue people as well. And so we're going to, as an industry, check on that, because if we don't invest in people, businesses are going to have their fifth branch, or if they're going to expand from one city to the other city, or going to go to smart cities, how they're going to run their show. Because there's no one else who's telling you how to manage that. And so you're going to have to build the people. And your people are going to stay, your people are going to leave. So your methodology for doing that. Because a lot of it is not about just selling coffee in a cup. It's about selling lots of coffee in lots of different places in a cup. And so it gets complicated. But it's very exciting. I think the opportunity is greater than the challenges for us. Again, because of where we are. I think we're so early on in the experimentation that we can adapt, and the consumer is also malleable. They want to be engaged. Every new coffee shop I think, gets its share of social media frenzy, and it's because the consumers are excited that they have these spaces to spend time and energy in, and obviously it's about healthy competition. Yeah.
Do you, and maybe the thing that's happening in the coffee industry at the moment with regards to pricing is the thing that's going to mitigate what I'm about to ask you, but do you think that there's a danger of people getting into that similar mindset of what's created the market saturation in many other parts of the world, where people look at the cafe and they say, this looks like it's so easy to do. I'm going to quit my corporate job and I'm going to go and open a cafe because that looks easy. Or do you think that maybe the pricing situation is going to create a higher barrier to entry than just money?
I think the barrier to entry is low, and there is a bit of that, but I've seen people really cautious and smart. A lot of businesses here don't start at this level with financing.
Okay.
So people put their own money in. They're not financing anything. So which means it's real loss and real income, which also means that they're not going to waste so much money.
Yeah.
Because there's no easy money going around like other countries. And
I saw that exactly what country you were talking about. I picked up what you're putting down.
well, I think that's a big cultural difference, right? And but I think there is going to be a bit of that. But I think the market will learn really quickly because I see as many just in the last month, let's say. So if I've met 5 new inquiries about I'm going to start a coffee shop, at least half of them are about, well, I'm doing something big and I'm going to just start a small thing and I'm going to experiment. And if it works, I'll go big. Or I'm going to
That's
start just
awesome.
and I'll just see how it goes. And if it goes, then I'll invest in the space. Or I'm getting this free space of a friend and he has this big thing that he has 500 people sitting there and I'll see if it works and I'll work on it. I'm like, perfect, great, do it. Because we're not going to, there's not much money to be lost in projects like these. And the experience is golden,
Yeah.
right? Which does not mean you should shy away from a brick and mortar store. You should just spend more time doing it and
Learning
be
how to
more,
do it.
be more action oriented. And we did. I mean, when we couldn't get, I mean, we've done so many pop-ups and pop-ups where we sold coffee to ourselves, right? We didn't,
Yeah.
so, and we just stood there and made coffee and we're like, okay, no customers, we'll drink it and we'll just give everyone free coffee. Or there were people, lines were out the door and had to give people free cold brews just because.
Keep them satisfied until they got their beverage.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't want to wait. Obviously, I mean, because it takes time to make a cup of good coffee, and they hated that we were using a scale, and and yeah, so that, I mean, that's where the consumer is, right? I mean, now it's becoming a little normal, but that's some of the things that we introduced. That you're going to find a scale in every coffee shop. It wasn't like that 3 years ago. So I think it's for also the customers to decide what they're going to reward, right? I think customers eventually go towards value and quality, and whoever figures that out, doing it better is going to be the winner. But I think a lot of people are going to get it wrong, but the people I see getting it wrong, like getting it very wrong, like, and they're wrong from the outset, right? That's which are projects that we don't even want to touch, which we don't even bother talking about because they've just gotten it wrong. The others that have a lot of potential, but I think if they're small enough and they're going to make small mistakes, I don't know who's built a business who hasn't made mistakes and lost
I
money.
I
We're
keep
ready for
making
that.
mistakes all the time.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Wow. Faisal, this has been exceptional. You are now like you have broken your podcast virginity. You are now required to come back here many times. We
yeah,
want, we want to document the history of how the Pakistani coffee industry evolves over the years. So please come back. And thank you for saying yes, finally, to doing this.
yeah.
It really is my honor to have you on the podcast. I know that you say that you're the one who it's a privilege for you, but it really is for us, all of us, that we get to hear this story and we get to see the emergence of an industry and be able to celebrate it and champion it as it keeps moving on. All of the audience, all of us get to watch this. And you're doing it in a way that's very different to how most other industries have set themselves out. So congratulations to you and to your team and to the industry. I can't wait to come and visit one day wouldn't that be a lot of fun? We'd have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We'll bring Spicy Felipe and Angel with us as well. I had to get that in there. Okay.
I think that's going to happen sooner.
I
than
think
later,
so too. I think we have to make that happen. Will you do us before we sign off, will you tell everyone where they can find Nomad Coffee Studios?
You can find us on Instagram at Nomad Coffee Studio and LinkedIn as well. And if you want to email us, it's info@nomadcoffeestudio.com. And you can email us, and Instagram works great too. Yeah.
Website?
www.nomadcoffeestudio.com.
Perfect.
Buy some coffee. Yeah.
Buy some coffee. We will have all the links in the show notes, folks. Faisal, will you do us the honor by signing us off for this series, please?
Thank you very much, Lee, for this opportunity. It was great sharing our story in coffee, and I hope there are lessons for everyone. And peace, love, and peanut butter.
Have an amazing rest of your day, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
I really hope you enjoyed this episode, friends. Please don't forget to show us some love by subscribing, liking, commenting, and most of all, sharing this podcast with your friends. Check the show notes for links, including our sponsors and our Patreon. And stay tuned for more great conversations on the Daily Coffee Pro by Map It Forward.